It will never cease to amaze me the people who the Republicans choose to elevate into positions of power, positions of leadership, positions with lots of responsibility. Matt Gaetz is an abject disaster of a human being, a garbage person. Someone who's been accused, credibly, I believe, of some of the most heinous crimes against humanity, crimes against children. And yet, he's a hero in the minds of MAGA world, because all you got to do to be deemed a hero is relentless, unrelenting support of Donald Trump. And yesterday, he had a childlike freak out, a tantrum, when Kevin McCarthy was being interviewed by CNN on the floor of the Republican National Convention. This should be, one, a joyous time, a celebratory occasion for Republicans to nominate the dear leader once again. And instead, Matt Gaetz is taking his time to try to poke his head into the frame of the camera to chirp in the ear of Kevin McCarthy, the former Speaker of the House, a dipshit. No love lost there, I don't care. But the behavior of Matt Gaetz, this is a sitting congressman, a sitting member of the House of Representatives of these United States. And he's acting like a child. Watch this first clip to give you the flavor, and I got two other angles of it. And finally, at the end, in the third clip, a guy's like, hey, man, stop being an asshole. Finally, someone was acting with some parental role around Matt Gaetz. First, watch the little piece of the interview where Matt Gaetz is poking his head in.
One who's not coming back, and then the other part that you have, and the other part you have is one person who raised the issue. He's got an ethics complaint about sleeping with a 17-year-old. So that's the way they would go. So that's the biggest challenge we have.
One, Kevin McCarthy, pretty unflappable there. I don't know if it's impressive, but it's amusing that he's continuing with his talking point, and he just weaves right in there that Matt Gaetz has an ethics complaint involving having sex with an underage girl. With Matt Gaetz, by the way, if you couldn't hear it, are you going to what time are you speaking at the convention, Kevin McCarthy? As though that's the be-all, end-all of anything. Like, if you don't speak, then you're a nobody, as he's being interviewed live on international television. It's just bananas. But here's another angle. Someone had their vertical video going, and you could see how it was going from another angle.
Speaking. What night are you speaking? Are you speaking tonight? Or one person? No. Hey, you're not. If you took that stage, you would get booed off of it. You would get booed off the stage.
Matt Gaetz, I guess, is auditioning for the role. So they're going to bring back those movies from the 80s where all the kids go to the ski hill and then they have the ski off. And there's the one rich, blonde dipshit who's the villain, who's the bully. Like, that's the role Matt Gaetz was born to play. It's just the asshole who gets crushed at the end by the nerds or whatever. That's Matt Gaetz. And you see at the end there, he's having to be pulled back. And then at the very end, you see that dude say, hey, why do you have to be an asshole or whatever he says? Here is another angle that ends right when Matt Gaetz shuts his mouth and then gets addressed.
You would get booed off the stage.
Shut up, Gaetz. Hey, don't be an asshole.
Dude, I don't even know who you are.
It doesn't fucking matter who I am. Don't be an asshole.
Yeah, I'm just standing here. I'm looking.
He gets addressed, he gets checked, he gets called out for being a bully and an asshole, and then immediately puts his weakling coward tail between his legs and runs away. Get out of here, Gaetz. I don't know who that guy is, but also how childlike is that response? You don't quit being an asshole. I don't even know who you are, as though that has any bearing whatsoever on him being an asshole in respectable company. I'm using that very loosely since this is a grouping of Republicans. got a problem with one of the two major parties in the United States of America, that this is a person who is lauded and respected and held in high esteem by the leader of the party, the cult leader, Donald Trump, who's been accused of horrific things, just like the cult leader, Donald Trump, who says wild, unsubstantiated things that are lies, just like the leader of the party, the leader of the cult, Donald Trump. You have to emulate, you have to imitate in order to gain space, to create an ecosystem for yourself in this particular conspiracy-driven, hate-driven, fear-driven Republican Party. Anyway, not surprising at all, not shocking at all, unless you're looking at it from a 30,000 foot view and realizing that this ain't normal, this is not productive, in fact, this is dangerous. But they're not making any moves to change. No one's going to chastise him. No one's going to correct him other than the dude on the floor who calls him an asshole, sending him scurrying for fear off into the night. Anyway, what do you think? Did you see this? I'd love your opinion on this. We can talk about it in the comments. Helps YouTube to share this content in my channel to new viewers, and I would appreciate it very much. You can also call, leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me, daily@dollemore.com. Please consider, if you've got an extra $2 a month, you want to help support independent media, you want to support me specifically doing independent media, click the join button below for $2 a month. You can become a channel member and on an ongoing basis support this work with $2. I know a lot of people say, $2 isn't going to make any difference at all. But if I'm able to amass, marshal the size of my audience, which is growing, we will be at 700,000 subscribers here in another couple weeks, maybe. We really could make a huge difference. We could be going to the Democratic National Convention. We could travel. We could do all the things that you see other creators do, just be larger. So I would appreciate it very much. You can also go to patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast to do the same deal, $2 a month. I would appreciate it, your consideration. Follow me on the social media all across @Dollemore. You can just search @Dollemore and find me wherever. I love and appreciate you very much. I'll see you next time. Until then, be genuine. Take care of one another.